Without all the chances and all the opportunities in the world, Manchester United are out of the Europa League in the semi-final to Sevilla. Now, this is a tough, frustrating loss. I can't lie. I can never not be frustrated when you get eliminated from such an important game. It's always going to be tough, and there's so much to talk about. What's up, everybody? It's the Aidan Sports Show. Welcome back to another video. This is going to be a Manchester United versus Sevilla match reaction. 2-1 victors to Sevilla. Fair play to them as they go into the Europa League final. Whoever they verse, I don't even know if that game's gone ahead yet with Inter or not. But regardless of that, we are out of the Europa League. And this is tough. The reason why this hurts the most is we were by far the better team in this game, especially in the second half. We were so good. We were almost we looked like the best we've looked in a long time in that second half. But again, man, we could not put our opportunities to bed, and that's why you see us falling out of this game. You see us copying just one opportunity. It was basically one opportunity they had the entire game. That entire second half, and they scored it. And the same in the first half. One opportunity and they score it. In the end, Manchester United's defence walk away with some of the biggest question marks you could ever ask, because Manchester United definitely deserve to win this game. From defence to attack, there are questions there. How come we didn't get the second goal? We had so many opportunities, we couldn't put any of them away. And after that 40 to 50 minute spell, we did not do anything of notice. Yeah, we had possession. Yeah, we were playing forward. Yeah, Pogba and Fred had a good game. But besides that, man, where could we say that Manchester United went right in terms of scoring and defense, man? These two sides of the game were utterly poor. But we were the better team, man. Sevilla did nothing. Sevilla played 11 men behind the ball, but somehow they managed to get 2 goals over us, and that is our fault, man. We walk away. Yes, we walk away as the better team, but we also walk away with no final for the Europa League. Sevilla do this a lot, man. It's not, in the end of the day, that's the way that they play. We're going to have to live and learn. We're going to have to die by the sword, and we're going to have to accept this as something that shouldn't have happened, but it did. And Manchester United will walk away knowing that they were utterly the better team. But not only that, they were utterly eliminated, man. They are eliminated. And look, it's a semi-final. I was like this against Chelsea. I was like this in the Carabao Cup. I don't even think I did a YouTube video about that. But here we are again, eliminated from another cup. And a team that we should be beating. A team that we were better than, a team that we played off the park, but somehow we are here. It's frustrating, I can't lie. Don't tell me Manchester United don't need transfers. Don't tell me Manchester United don't need a defender. Don't tell me Manchester United don't need an attacker. We need a bunch of things. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't make his first substitution on the 80th minute. The 80th minute, we were down. On the 80th minute, he made his first substitution. He clearly doesn't trust anybody on that team. He didn't trust Mata, doesn't trust James, didn't trust Fosu-Mensah. Whoever else came on, he didn't trust them. It's as simple as that. We need to invest in this squad still. There's no reason we should be losing to Sevilla. There is no reason. And yet again, they've done this to us twice now. They've beaten us 2-1. Both games we probably should have won, and both games we end up losing and falling out. Look, I can't say anymore. We need some investment in this team. We need a defender. We need a midfielder. We need an attacker. We need players that can come on once the game looks lost. We need players that can come on and make an impact. We need a Jack Grealish. We need a Sancho. We need a Gabriel. We need a bunch of players that will make this team better overall. Our starting 11 in the end was the main reason for our downfall. I can't lie to you. But ultimately, when that game is down and out, you need a bench presence to go and change it. Dan James, what did he do? I'm sorry, what did he do? Mata turned the ball over more than you could probably ever ask from him the entire season in a few minutes. Fosu-Mensah, I understand the Fosu-Mensah one. Brandon Williams just was absolutely bullied off the park today. So I understood that substitution, but seriously, there is a lot of question marks behind Manchester United now. There are. There always has been from this, ever since the ending of the Premier League. We were poor then. We've been poor, but even today, when we played at our best, we ended up losing. There are big question marks around this team. So now we have to take, as fans, we have to take this loss on the chin, because in the end, there's nothing else. There's no escaping this. We have to take this loss on the chin. We have to deal with the fact that we're probably going to get bantered. We just made the last Premier League team surviving in Europe look foolish. The Premier League in terms of Europe have looked absolutely foolish in this year, and we are the last team to allow that to happen. We've let the Premier League down, haven't we? And we've let ourselves down as well. Manchester United, you saw Marcus Rashford's face at the end of the game. We're walking away in shame because we know we should have won this game and we didn't. I hope next time we versus Sevilla, we go and smash them. That's the end. That's what I feel like. That's how I feel. I might be salty. Of course I'm salty, man. No one likes to lose in a semi-final. But they've done this to us twice, man. We cannot, as a club, man, as a big club as well, we cannot let that slide. We can't, man. We need to be better than this. Yes, we go on to bigger and better things in the Champions League, but this was our cup to win, or at least make the final, and we were the better team and we couldn't get it done. We deserve the banter that we get. Well, Manchester United, not us, not the fans. The fans deserve a lot more than what we get. But the Manchester United players, the banter that they're going to get for losing to Sevilla, the banter they're going to get from not winning, the banter we're going to get from getting a penalty, the banter we're going to get for all of these things. Let's talk about the goals. The first goal, as I said before, was a penalty. Now, people could call us Manchester United. Look, the first thing I do when we see penalties, go on social media, because I know there are people that are going to be talking about it. And in the end, look, man, you may as well go break his leg with that slide tackle. It's as simple as that. That's a clear pen. No one should be complaining about that one. But regardless, people play with their emotions and they type with their emotions. People saying he's dived. The guy's half dead on the goalpost. But yeah, nah, he dived, man. All right. Anyway, that was the first goal. And the other two goals were from crosses, man. From Sevilla. A cross, Brandon Williams didn't mark his man, goal. Lindelof and Wan Bissaka didn't mark his man on the second cross. Perfect cross, goal. Look, it's a cross that's borderline very difficult to defend, but you had two defenders well and truly there, and in the end, they both did not get that ball. So that's what I mean, man. The defense were locked in for the whole game, but two opportunities, two mistakes, two goals. Perfect counter-attacking game from Sevilla. It's as simple as that. Perfect counter-attacking game. They did nothing the whole game, but they took their two opportunities. And now we have to walk away knowing that we were done. We were done here. This was a Jose Mourinho performance at its finest. Like, if Jose was the manager of this team, people were saying it's a Jose masterclass with what they did. They didn't do anything for 90 minutes, but they took 2 shots and 2 goals. We have to accept that, man. We're gonna walk away from this getting bantered, getting bullied, whatever you want to call it, man. But now we have to turn our eyes to the transfer window. We have to turn our eyes and focus on targets to make this team better. Because if we're gonna be in the Champions League next season, we can't get humiliated like this again. Yes, maybe the scoreline doesn't say we were humiliated, but in the end, we clearly were the better team. We need to make sure we strengthen from this situation to make sure if we ever verse Sevilla again, if we ever verse a team that's lower quality of us, that is still a good team, but we should be dominating, we need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. We need players, man. Let's see what happens with Ed Woodward and the board, whatever. If we don't get Sancho, we need somebody, man. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to cry over not getting Sancho. I know there are a bunch of people that will probably die for Sancho. And I would be devastated if he doesn't come, but he is not the only solution to Manchester United. There are seriously so many positions that we need strengthen coming off of our bench. And it's not the end-all be-all. Of course, it's the perfect signing, but it's not the end-all be-all. Let's go into the player ratings, man. David De Gea gets a 6. Honestly, I think the first goal he could have saved. I really do think he could have saved the first goal. But again, definitely not his fault. 100% not his fault. And the second goal was unsavable. It definitely was not his fault. You can't give De Gea any sort of criticism for his performance today. He did nothing. He did absolutely nothing the entire game. So we're gonna have to live with that, man. Maybe people are gonna question saying Romero should have played. De Gea did nothing wrong. No one should be criticising De Gea. Wan Bissaka, I always thought Wan Bissaka was great, and I was even going to give him the man of the match. But the second goal really took things down a notch. And I'm going to give him a 6, man. Because that goal, Lindelof and Wan Bissaka, it's purely unacceptable to let that goal go in. And Lindelof has made yet another mistake that has cost us in the Europa League. But Wan Bissaka made this mistake too. If anything, Wan Bissaka is worse off for it because the guy did not move at all. He was flat-footed. He did not move on that cross at all. He stood there. He should be marking that man. He should be at least behind him, ready to make a challenge. If we get a penalty, if they get a penalty, so be it, man. That goal should be stopped at all costs, and it wasn't. And Wan Bissaka is part of that goal. He is definitely one of the people at fault for the second goal. He gets a 6. Victor Lindelof, on the other hand, gets a 5. Because honestly, Wan Bissaka was better than Lindelof today. Wan Bissaka was honestly great. But Victor Lindelof, he was average. But that second goal was unacceptable defending. Yes, it's a brilliant, perfect cross. Borderline sensational cross. It's a cross of dreams. But those two players were behind him and in front of him. You can't let that happen. You can't let that happen. The striker was more focused and aware than the two defenders. And in the end, you can't allow mistakes like that to go by and just say, oh, you know what, fair play. We need to give criticism to these players, man. Lindelof gets a 5. He just wasn't great. Harry Maguire, I don't know, man. People could give Harry Maguire a 5. Look, honestly, if we were looking at the way the Bleacher Report and other people will grade this, Victor Lindelof probably would have got a 4. Wan Bissaka probably would have got a 5. Harry Maguire probably would have got a 5. But I'm giving Harry Maguire a 6 because I don't think he did anything wrong. The first goal, you could arguably say he wasn't in the correct positioning. But that first goal, again, I don't see that goal being his fault entirely. I see that being more Brandon Williams' fault. The second goal, don't think there was much to do. And besides that, I thought he had a relatively decent game. Didn't have much to do against. We dominated Sevilla. Harry Maguire was not on the ball a lot. He wasn't defending a lot. He didn't do anything wrong. I have to give him a 6. But in the end, that defense is questionable. And Brandon Williams, I told people that Brandon Williams should not be abused because he's a young player. I'm not going to abuse him. But you can't say he did well today. You can't. Look, again, they targeted him in many, many ways. He had good moments in the game. But ultimately, that goal was Brandon Williams' fault. He needs to mark his man. He picked an area over the man, and he was wrong. And it backfired against him, and he was at fault for the goal. He gets a 5 out of 10. Could even get a 4 out of 10. I'll let you guys decide, but for me, it's going to be a 5. I just don't understand why he goes for the area. Look, I understand a lot of defending, especially for Manchester United, is zonal. We mark an area and we stick by that. But when you have two good deliveries like that, and the first delivery was a sensational delivery, you need to guard the man. If you guard the man, where's the shot going to come from? It doesn't come. We could have easily won this game. We could have prevented all of this from that first goal. If that first goal doesn't go in, we could have easily prevented this. And the momentum would have been on our side for the rest of the game. But in the end, we fall. We fall. Brandon Williams was at fault for that. And therefore, he gets a 5. Now, Fred. I thought Fred was great. Now, defensively, Fred was here and there, you know. Fred defensively, in my opinion, wasn't his priority today. I think Fred was joining in on the attack. I think Fred played great passes. I don't think Fred turned the ball over today. Fred was back to his normal self. If I had to give Fred a rating, I'd give him an 8. I thought Fred was man of the match. I'm giving him man of the match. Hell, why not? I'm giving Fred man of the match. He was good, man. He was good. And I understand why Oli picked him. And I'm happy that he got picked. Because Matic... Look, Matic probably would have done the same thing, and Matic probably would have got man of the match if he played as well, to be fair. But Fred, he's probably going to be that future CDM. The way that it's looking, we're not going to get one this transfer window. So Fred is going to have to take those reins and take control. And we're going to need him to do that. And playing in a Europa League semi-final and performing the way that he did, you can't say he didn't do anything wrong, man. And he did very, very well. I'm giving him an 8. Paul Pogba. First half was dreadful. Second half, clicked into gear and the whole game changed. From that 45 to 60 minute mark, Pogba was dominant and Martial was dominant. And those two together playing that well really got things going for Manchester United. Unfortunately, no goals came out of it. More goals should have came out of it than none. But you live and die by the sword, man. It was just one of those type of games. And by the way, I haven't said it before, but fair play, man. That goalkeeper, Copenhagen goalkeeper, was superb. Sevilla goalkeeper, superb. Well done, man. Look, everybody brings their best against Manchester United, don't they? And that's why we have a tough with when we don't perform, because all the teams around us will perform at their best against us. Paul Pogba gets a 7. I thought Paul Pogba was by far the second best player on the pitch. I thought Paul Pogba really switched things on in the second half. And I thought we looked dangerous when he was taking control, when he was dribbling, when he was doing these moves. I feel like he probably felt like he had to do it because Manchester United were not in a good place in the first half. But in the second half, man, he took things on to another level. We saw more of Pogba and less of Bruno in the second half. And I think that was honestly a little bit better for us. We'll move to Bruno Fernandez now. Bruno Fernandez gets a bang average 6. He wasn't, in my opinion, he wasn't good enough to get any lower than that. He did score a goal, penalty, good penalty. Again, we could talk about Bruno Fernandez and penalties all day long, man. He's a good penalty taker. His stats in the Europa League and the Premier League are unbelievable, but a lot of them are penalties. I can accept that. But you have to look at this with Bruno Fernandez as he did make an impact in the game, man. Look, we've had a bunch of penalty takers that don't make a penalty. From this year alone, we've had at least 4 missed penalties. When Bruno Fernandes has come in, we've not missed a single penalty. He makes an impact. But besides that penalty, he had a few shots on goal. None of them too memorable. One really good one that the goalkeeper saved. But besides that, man, it was the same thing with Bruno. I don't think he was really that impactful or even noticeable sometimes in this game. And you have to accept it. You have to accept it, man. You have to accept it and move on. It's frustrating. I'm trying to keep it in. Tame it in, man. There's no reason for me to be cussing out these players when we were the better team. Going into Mason Greenwood, this is tough. I don't really know what to give Mason Greenwood. I'm tempted to give him a 7, but I think he gets a 6 as well. I think he gets a 6. Look, I thought out of the wingers between Rashford and Greenwood, he was probably better, Mason Greenwood. I think he was better. He came back defensively. He really helped out Wan Bissaka. Didn't have much to do in terms of shots-wise. A lot of his shots were off target or deflected. None of them really made the goalkeeper. Yeah, man, that's all I can really say about Mason Greenwood. He didn't really have much of an impact on the game. And we have to move on. Again, he's a young lad. This is going to give him confidence. I don't care if it's a win, lose, or draw. Playing in a Europa League semi-final at that age will only give you the world of confidence. And I think in the loss today, he will find himself and he will perform better down the line. Marcus Rashford gets a 6 as well. Look, people can judge Marcus Rashford all he wants. In the end, he got the penalty for us. And not only that, I thought he was very threatening today. His decision-making was a little bit better. Still a few turnovers here and there. Still, sometimes he got rid of the ball. There was a really poor play when it was legit a one-on-one against a defender, and he basically just passes it to the defender, losing the ball. It's not... Look, Marcus Rashford has had... You can make a meme out of Marcus Rashford's turnovers today. You genuinely can. But you need to look beyond that. I thought he had a relatively decent game. I thought by far Brandon Williams was the worst player on the pitch. But Marcus Rashford probably not so far behind him, but a little bit better in my opinion. That's why he gets a 6. Martial. I'm conflicted with Martial because in the end you need to score the goals. But he was good. But in the end, man... If he created those opportunities, but if he doesn't put them away, we lose the game, and that's what happens. Like, I'm conflicted. I think Martial gets a 6 as well. I can't say he gets a 7. I know he played probably at a 7 rating. He was probably a lot of people's man of the match, but you need to put those shots away. You need to do it. There's no ifs or buts about it. You need to tuck the opportunities given to you. This is a semi-final. There are not many opportunities at your fingertips. We saw with Sevilla, they had 2 shots and 2 goals. Manchester United had a bunch of opportunities and no goals. You need to tuck them away. And we didn't do it. And Martial was on the end of a lot of opportunities today, and he didn't put them away. It's poor. It is poor. Martial will get all the praise from me for everything besides the shots. It's as simple as that. Besides the shots, Martial is probably the best player on the pitch. So yeah, he's going to get a 6 out of 10 from me today. That's the team. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team selection, it was a borderline perfect team selection. So you give him an 8. You give him an 8. Team performance. Look, we played good today. We did play good today. But in the end, you can't give a 7 team rating, team performance when we lose. You can't. So you have to go 6. I'm going to get a 6. Look, we've won games with a 6 out of 10 performance, but today we've lost one. So we have to move on, man. We need to accept it. It's not a good feeling. It's never going to be a good feeling. But deep down, we deserved it. We deserve to go, man. Sevilla's a good side. I said in my Europa League predictions, man, Sevilla can win this game, and they did, and we have to accept it, man. I didn't come into this game 100% confident Manchester United were going to win. And I guess preparing for something like that makes it a little bit easier. If we lost to Copenhagen like this, I'd be screaming at the camera. But I knew coming into this game that it wasn't all sunshines and rainbows. We weren't going to dominate our way into the final. We deserve to go out. Look, our players' faces say it all. They probably think they deserve to win the game. The fans think we deserve to win the game. But in the end, we're the ones walking out of Germany. We're going back to England as empty-handed, as the losers. And once again, England do not have any trophy in Europe to hold. Very, very different last year. This year, none. So we have to move. We move on. So a lot of Manchester United players, fans, board are going to be waiting for the transfer window now. That's what we turn our attentions to. We fall today. It's a sad day today in the history of Manchester United. But hopefully, with over the coming months, we can be excited about new players coming in. We can be excited about the Premier League season starting ahead. And we can be excited about what's to come in the future. We have to focus on that now. It's done now. Sevilla is a game in the past. It sucks. It will hurt. It will hurt for a long time for a lot of people, especially when it's to Sevilla, man. That's what hurts me the most, man. It's Sevilla that did this to us again, made me feel this way again. I don't like it, man. But in the end, we're going to have to see for the future, man. Only the future is going to save us now. We need to make sure we do well in the transfer market, get the players that need to come here, and we get ready for next season, man. It's all we can do, man. As players, as fans, Manchester United as a whole, man, all we could do is just move forward and just play, man. Play for next season. And we'll see where we go. We'll see where we get in the Champions League. We could even end up being back in the Europa League next season. I don't know. Only time's going to tell. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. I'm sorry if this is a video you wanted a little bit more upbeat or something like that. I'm hurt, man. I'm hurt. I can't be all excited and hyped and like a normal video, because in the end, this doesn't feel great to make. I don't like making videos like this. I never have. I'm not going to rant because we were the better team, but I'm not going to come out here and be happy when we lose a game like that. You can't be happy about it. Anyway, I'll see you guys in another video. Now that Manchester United season is over, I will have to do a players review, which is my favorite part of doing. I did this on Instagram a year ago. It's one of my favorite things to do, giving player reviews for Manchester United to actually see how well we've done. And in the end, I could also give my player of the year. Finally, I wanted to wait for the Europa League to be over. It might not even count for some people, but in the end, our season is over today. So player reviews will come whenever it comes. It will be before the next season begins, that's for sure. I'll see you guys in another video. Take care and peace.